Hello friends, welcome to XGen Academy and the second part of our comprehensive auto layout tutorial. In the last session, we covered the fundamental of auto layout and each of its core settings like direction, gaps, padding, and the three main logics for controlling size, actually controlling width and height, fix, hug content, and fill container. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend watching it first so you can enter this session with a deep and proper understanding. Today, we are going to apply all that theory practically to this card and learn how to build a fully smart and responsive card from scratch. Okay, let's dive in. The main question is, what do we even start? What's our basis for grouping elements together? Should we start building from the outermost layers inward or from the innermost groups outward? The good news is that today we are going to learn a two-step framework that answers all these questions and works for any sample. But what are these two steps? Step 1, identifying groups. Step 2, building by to the Lego building rules. Let's see these two steps in action. Step 1. What elements should we group together? The rule is very simple. Group elements that are on the same axis, horizontally or vertically, and have a logical relationship with each other. Let's see what logical group exists in our card. For example, name and badge. These two are completely related and are on a horizontal axis, so they become one group. Okay, I'll mark the boundaries of the group with a rectangle so we can see them better, like this. It's good, you can see that. Let's lock it before. And you can see it's our first group. Okay, the next group is the user's avatars. Here I show with this rectangle, and these avatars are also placed side by side on the horizontal axis and are the same distance apart. This is a very important point. So they form a small group like here. Now, the avatar group along with this number together convey the concept of follower. So I can create another rectangle for show this group. Okay, the next group is this button. The button itself an independent unit that needs to be in an auto layout frame to make it dynamic. So I show that with another red rectangle like this, and now the followers frame and the button frame can be formed into another logical group called the action bar for whole of this row like this. Let's look from distance. What do you see? We have three main rows: the name and badge group, the biotext, and this action bar. Three rows. These three main sections are stacked under each other on a vertical axis actually, so this can form a larger group called information block. We can call it information block. So I put all of them in a larger red rectangle that you can see. Let's bring this a little further this way like this. That's okay. And finally, the card itself, which includes an image block at the top and the content block at the bottom. So I can put all of them in a large red rectangle like this. So as you saw, by looking at the alignments and relationships of the elements, we have identified all the groups that we need for auto layouts. So move on to step 2. Now for the second question, where do we start building? Outside in or inside out? the definitive and best method is always to build from inside out, just like building a structure with Legos. You build smart pieces first and then connect them to form a large model. This is essentially atomic design methodology, a method that is methodical, manageable, and completely scalable. Well, I unlock this layer and I'll get a copy of this so we can follow the procedure according to these groups. Okay, we'll start by converting all these groups we identified one by one into auto layout frames. First, we will auto layout the name and this green badge and adjust their gap. I pressed Shift A, or you can select them and click on this icon like this. Its gap set 4 automatically. It's great, the direction is correct, as all things is good. Okay, from the innermost groups, we'll make the avatars group, this inner rectangle that you can see. We will make the avatar group. I select them and press Shift A. We will set their gap to a negative number, like -10. Actually, to make them overlap like this. The next group is the combination of avatars with this number. So I select them, press Shift A and set the gap 0, correct, and they are completely stuck together. Why didn't frame the number with avatars from the very start? Because the distance of the number from the avatars is completely different from the distance between avatars. There are -10, but its gap is 0. So we first applied auto layout to that avatars by identify its own gap, and after that we applied another auto layout to the group and this number. As you see, the button has its frame. So all I need to do is press Shift A on that and set the fixed size 36 and width size hug. It's correct, but the padding can be 16. The alignment center, and we don't need the padding top and bottom. So I set 0 to that. Okay, it's good. I set a proper name for this frame. I set it followers. Okay, that can be avatars, numbers, it's correct. And I can set a frame for this row. I select them and press Shift A, which are both in the same horizontal row. We will name this new frame action bar. That makes sense. Okay, like this. But wait, we are doing something very important and key right now. Look, the action row frame we just created in an auto layout frame itself. But what are its children? Followers and follow button, each of which are also auto layout frames. And this is exactly the Lego rule we talked about at the beginning of the video. Actually, it's the real power of auto layout. You create small smart pieces like this, then you put them together in a larger smart frame. Here's the magic trick. Each of these frames has its own internal rules, like actually padding or gap, and you can also see that padding 0, gap is 0, and all of them simultaneously follow the rules of the larger frame, like the space distribution of this action bar. And this is how modular and powerful designs are built. Now we are going to build the info block. We will take these 3 main elements and put them in a frame with a vertical layouts like this. I press Shift A again, and as you can see, it puts them in a larger frame. I rename it to info, and I rename it to name and badge, like this. It's a little bit better. And finally, we just need to place the image and the info block in a single frame to form the main card. As we can see, they are already inside a frame, so we just need to apply auto layout to it and we are done. So I just select this frame and push this icon to apply auto layout to this card, and that's it. All right, and now we are going to make it responsive. First, we will set the width of the content frame to fill container, so it takes up actually all the horizontal space. I select that, set the width to fill container like this. Okay, next we will adjust the spacing. We will set the padding from the sides, let's say 16 for left and right, and 12 for top and bottom. That's good. Then we all readjust the space between the image and the content block. It's a little bit more than usual, as you can see. So I decrease it to 4. It's good. Now that the layout is identical to the pre-layout version, it's time to test the resizing. Let's increase the card width. You see the image didn't get bigger, so we press Ctrl Z or Command Z, click on the image, set it constraint to scale, and test it again. You'll see the image behavior is now correct. When the width change, let's move the actually content block. The name is fine, the bio is fine, and stretches nicely, but the action row also needs to fill the entire width. So we set its width to fill container. I select it and set the fill container and set the distribution to auto, as you can see. So the elements stick to the sides. But what about the height? In terms of height, we will test that too. The image size stayed fixed. Let's say we want it to fill. So we set the height of image to fill container. And as you see, the spacing between these blocks remains fixed, and we are done. Here is our card built with the logic and power of auto layout, and as you can see here. But our story doesn't end here. So far, our card only reacts to its own internal content. Now, the main question is how we can make this card react to the screen size as well, like this. This is the exact topic of our next session, the magic of responsive design with auto layout. To continue this journey, we need your energy. Thank you for helping this channel by liking this video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of this educational path. By the way, which part of building this card was more interesting or a new tip for you? The negative gap between avatars or the nested logic for auto layout? Be sure to leave your answer in the comments. Look forward to the next session. See you soon.